Welcome back everyone for a quick Cobra Kai watch party. I wanted to talk about something that irks me about the conclusion of Season 3 and those implications for Season 4. After a brutal fight where all sides were ready to show no mercy, cooler heads prevailed. Like Mr. Miyagi years earlier, KRIS suggested they settle the fight at a tournament. Here's where things get a little dicey. KRIS openly offers that if Cobra Kai loses in the tournament, he will go away, quietly, into the night. He then proceeds to make a condition on Johnny and Daniel. If they lose, but Johnny cuts him off.
We won't lose.
Now this makes for a good dramatic moment, but there's a real logic problem here. Exactly what does KRIS get in this bet? He gives up something if he loses, but gets nothing if he wins. Like, he continues the dojo? He was going to do that anyway. As it is, this is a great deal for Daniel and Johnny, and they didn't even negotiate it. KRIS just gave it to them. A gambler or poker player would refer to this as a free roll. That is, they get something if they win, but don't lose anything if they lose. It's like if someone said, let's flip a coin. Heads or tails? Heads, you win, and I give you $1. If it's tails, well, nothing happens. Would you take that bet? Of course. You stand to win $1 if you win, but don't lose anything if you lose. That's the exact type of offer KRIS made here, and frankly, it's a little weird. He's cunning and manipulative, and this is the opposite. Now, KRIS does generally have a sense of honor. He respected Miyagi's offer for Daniel and Johnny to settle their differences at the tournament. He even told the Cobras to leave Daniel alone to train at the request of Mr. Miyagi. But here he's giving up a lot. So what does KRIS get if he wins? Or at least in exchange for making the bet? Now this wasn't in the show at all, but I like the idea that instead KRIS won a concession up front. Perhaps Daniel agreed not to involve the police for the Cobra Kai raid at his house. That would be a good concession for KRIS for multiple reasons. First, it removes the consequences of their actions. Tori is already on probation, so it doesn't take much for her to land in juvie. Also, betting-wise, it's good because he gets his end regardless if he wins or loses. That's always a good bet to make. Otherwise, it also keeps the show from wandering back to the criminal justice system and various legal issues, which while present isn't really the focus of the story. But in reality, this didn't happen. KRIS just made a deal where he gets nothing if he wins. So it leaves us to wonder what would be something KRIS could ask for. Would he demand Daniel and Johnny shut down their dojo? That would be most likely. I'm not entirely sure they would agree to that, especially since they viewed KRIS as such a menace, but it may be something they risk in order to get KRIS to leave. So that's what I would like to think the deal actually is. The 51st All-Valley Tournament, taking place in May, you can see it right there, will be for control of the future of karate in the valley. If Cobra Kai loses, KRIS leaves and shuts down the dojo. If Cobra Kai wins, then Johnny and Daniel shut down their dojo. Now, would they shut down their dojo? Perhaps they could wiggle it. Johnny shuts down Eagle Fang Karate, but Miyagi-Do stays open. That could be a way to handle the ultimate fate of Eagle Fang. I really hope something like this is shown, established, or implied in Season 4. Otherwise, it just seems like KRIS made a dumb bargain. He's smarter than that. He needs to get something for winning, or at the least for agreeing to it. I want to talk about the implications of the next All Valley, so be sure you're subscribed, it's coming. That's all for now, I'll see you at the next watch party.
Why don't we settle this the old-fashioned way?
Tournament.
You've got real nerve, old man.
We won't lose.